Good evening, people. Welcome back to Cruising on Crypto. I am Craig. So we've had a bullish couple of days. So I threw some green lights in the background. It's going to be a little visual stimulus as how I'm feeling the market is right now. A couple of days ago, I had red lights in the background. If it's bullish, it's green. If it's bearish, it's red. If it's kind of, I'm not sure, it's in the middle, I'm going to make it blue. So it's a little visual stimulus. If you're ever watching this in the future, you'll know how I was feeling based on the color in the background. So today's episode is going to be about one of my favorite topics with cryptocurrency, the thing that makes it totally different than owning silver or gold or bonds or anything else is the amazing yield you can make off of holding. Probably about 90% of the cryptocurrencies can be staked, yield farmed, auto yield farmed, and more. And I'm going to talk about that in this episode. So it's super exciting. But before I go on, I also have some other news. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. And when we get to that 1,000 subscribers, I promise you we're going to do some live episodes where I'm going to be able to interact with you in real time. You can ask me questions back and forth, make it more of a community. Also, we can look at some charts in real time and do a little technical analysis, see if things look good or bad for buying or selling coins at certain times. So that should be fun. I also have a second piece of good news. I have my first sponsor. That's right. My brand new channel, and I already was approached for being a sponsor, and tonight it is Privacy VPN. Now, I've had a VPN for many, many years, and I wouldn't be on the internet any other way. If you don't know what a VPN is, it's a virtual private network, and it comes with so many benefits, and the fees are so small that it's almost silly to not protect yourself. So a VPN, what it does is every time you get on the internet, if you don't have a VPN, you probably have a static IP address that your internet service provider has kind of given you. Every time you get on the internet, those little cookies on all the websites keep a track of what you're doing. Whenever you search anything on Google, whenever you search anything on YouTube, it's all stored somewhere. And that information is sold to advertisers so that they know what you're interested in, what you've been searching for and whatnot, so they can target you for ads and other emails and every other thing that you get your way, all that spammy stuff. So when you get a VPN, what happens is you can set it to automatic, where it just picks where you supposedly live in the world. Now, all of a sudden you live in Iceland, and all of a sudden you live in Spain, and now you live in Canada. So that can be just automated. So every time you sign on, you're just coming from a different country. Or there's another way, and that's would be that is I live in Canada. And if you try and get on the normal American Netflix, it won't let you. It knows you're from Canada. So you have to go to the Canadian Netflix or the Canadian Amazon Prime. And you'll find that the quality of shows and the movies that are available are much, much less on the Canadian version than the American version. So I've had a VPN for years. If I ever run into a situation where the movie I know that's on Netflix doesn't show up on my Netflix, then I just change my VPN to say I live in the States. And all of a sudden, bingo, bango, there's the movie I wanted to go. Same with sporting events. And it'll say, sorry, you can't watch that sporting event because you live in a certain geographic area. It's blocked for you. But if you lived in another province in Canada, oh, it'd be fine. You can watch it then. All you do is switch to another province. So on Privacy VPN, you can not only pick what country you are supposedly living in, you can also pick what city. So that's very, very cool. So VPNs are just a benefit all the way around, and they have a sweet, sweet deal. They've got $80 for 5 years, which works out to $1.33 a month. That's less than a Starbucks coffee. That's probably 1/3 of a Starbucks coffee. So how can you afford not to get your privacy back and have those corporate overlords stop selling all your information so you feel a little bit more secure? It's also good for keeping hackers out of your computer because every time you sign in, you look like somebody new. So there you go. I want to thank Privacy VPN for being my very first sponsor. Woo! All right, so let's get on to the topic du jour, which is staking, yield farming, auto yield farming, and more. Just a quick jump over to the charts to show you why I had the green lights on in the background. So this is the stock and flow chart of Bitcoin. As you can see, we've got a green candle here. We're almost back into the proper channel. If we get above, I think around 42,000, we're at 38, 39. We were over 40 earlier today, as you can see from the top of the wick on this candle. We get over 42, and I think we are off to the races. We're definitely full bullish mode at that point. Get the extra bright green lights going then. And I want to show one other thing that I always keep going in the background of my computer. This is the trading view chart I talked about in a previous episode, where I just put all of my coins that I own on here, well, all the ones that TradingView tracks. And I just see one visual thing of how the day is going. This is a 24-hour time frame. As every 5-minute candle adds, it subtracts one, so it's a rolling 24 hours. And as you can see, the only thing that's, well, no, now Bitcoin's down a little bit. But before it was only Dogecoin that was negative for the day, and I don't own any Dogecoin. It's only on here for reference. But all the altcoins are way up. My Binance is my biggest one. It's up 8%, 8.3%. Cardano, which I've got a bunch of, 12%. Look it up here. Alien World, 45.01%. And the other one that I know is way up over the last 2 days is Matic. It's probably up over 100% in the last 2 days. So all super bullish. And that's a good sign. When the altcoins are taking off, that means we're back in a bull run. Hopefully it lasts. Like I say, that kind of icing on the cake would be if Bitcoin was to get above 42,000 and stay there. So that's why everything's green. Okay, we're going to start off with staking. It is the easiest to understand. You only need one coin. There's no possibility of impermanent loss, which we'll talk about in a second. But it also has the lowest interest rate. We'll get into why in a second, but I want to pick a coin and then later a combo that we can use on all the different sites I'm going to show you, so we're comparing apples to apples. So here we are on Binance. Binance has the most number of coins, the most number of staking opportunities. So I just want to show you where it is. You go into Binance Earn, you hit products, and first of all, there's two types of staking. There's flexible staking and then there's lock staking. Flexible staking is the lowest interest rate because they don't know how long you're going to have your coins there. So they give you 1, 2, sometimes 5, 6% for just being there flexible. I mean, USDT is a tethered coin and BUSD is a tethered coin, and they're giving you 5 and 6% for not even telling them how long you're going to have it in there. You can have it in one day. It's actually not too bad, especially compared to the brick and mortar banks that we're used to. But unless you're planning to leave your coins there just for a couple of days, you'll always want to go with lock staking, which we'll get to now. So what you do is go to Binance Staking Products, click there. You're going to see lock staking. You're going to see the interest rates are substantially higher. Just keep in mind though, there's usually this 15-day option that always has a teaser rate. It's really, really high and you get all excited. Oh, I'm going to put my Polkadot in there for 27.79%. And then you find out it's a teaser rate. They only let you put 200 coins in at that rate. So if you've got a lot more coins, then you're going to want to, you can still put the 200 in at the super high for 15 days, but you're going to pick 13 days, 60 days, or 90 days. So I'm going to pick one coin that I'm going to follow all the way through this. So I'm going to pick Cake coin, which is going to be the pancake swap coin. And as you can see, 15 days, that teaser rate looks mighty juicy, 37.49%. But then you have to realize that 30 days is 18.9, not 30 something. So it's still really damn good. I love Cake for yield. They're very profitable. You're going to see them in a second. That's going to be our next place to go to. They make a ton of money. And so to stake, their coins are very sought after, so they get good yield for staking them. So let's go with 13. Now let's give it the best case scenario. 30 days is going to get you 18.95, but let's just say you want to lock in for the full 90 days. You're going to get 28.92%. That's the best you can do in staking. So now let's go on to farming at PancakeSwap. So on PancakeSwap, which is the largest yield farming on all the Binance Smart Chain by far, if you go to the homepage, you're going to find out they have $8.5 billion in total locked in stakes. So that's a lot. It's big. So you got some security knowing that even if they did get hacked or something weird happened, they lost $10 million, $20 million, $100 million, they could afford to pay it out of their profits. They're very profitable. They burn a lot of coins with all their profits every quarter, just like Binance does. So they kind of have to announce how much profit they made. So we're going to do apples to apples here. Remember, the best case scenario on Binance for 90 days was 28.92%. So let's see what the best we can do for farming Cake is. So I didn't mention this yet, but farming Cake, well, let's just talk about that. It's 60.73% matched with the Binance coin and matched with a BUSD coin, which is a tethered coin. It's 110.48%. Looking pretty sweet, doesn't it? But it's going to get better. Wait till I show you the next place. But anyways, let's go with the Binance/Cake coin. So you're putting your Binance coin and your Cake coin together and making a liquidity pool token. And that liquidity pool token is not locked in either. You could put it in for a week and then decide you want to pull it out. And other than the tiny fees you're going to get charged for getting out your gas fees, which on Binance they're like 25 cents or, at most round trip maybe 50 cents. So it's negligible. You don't even need to worry about it, but there is a fee for getting in and out. Long and short, 60.76% on here. Now, there is a risk when you put two coins together in a farm versus staking. Staking is one coin. There's no risk of you losing your coins. When you put a farm together with two coins, there's a thing called impermanent loss. So if you put in $1,000 of Cake and $1,000 of Binance, it has to be exactly the same dollar value when you first put it into the liquidity pool. The problem is if Cake goes from $1,000 to $5,000 and Binance only goes from $1,000 to $4,000, let's say over a year, when you pull it out, you're going to notice you get slightly less Cake coins than you originally thought you were going to get because they didn't stay equal. As time went by and one got out of kilter with the other one, they had to subtract some of your more valuable coins and buy more of the lesser valued coins to make your dollar value of the two coins equal. And that loss of the more valuable coin that went up higher faster is called impermanent loss. Now, usually that impermanent loss is not a substantial amount because you are getting more of the lesser coin too. So it's way less than your APR, which is 60.77%. So if you left it in for a year, there will probably be some impermanent loss because the chances of both coins stair-stepping up equally, exactly all the time, every day. So the pool constantly is equalizing them out, in which case you might lose some of the more valuable coin and gain some of the lesser valuable coin. But because you put a liquidity pool together, you're getting this crazy high 60.77% on PancakeSwap. And it's going to get better. So let's get on to AutoFarm. So AutoFarm, in essence, is a aggregator of all these different farms. As you can see here, there's Walt Farm, MDEX Farm, Gambit Farm, Bakery Farm, Belt Farm, Pancakes on here somewhere. But we're gonna do to compare apples to apples, Cake and BNB again. So remember, over on PancakeSwap, it was, what was it again? 60.78%. Now we're over here on AutoFarm with the exact same two coins, created the exact same liquidity pool token on Pancake nonetheless. They're using Pancake to do this, and you're getting 92.15%. And if you had married it with BUSD, you were getting 253.14%. You're thinking, huh, what? That's the power of compound interest. Because on AutoFarm, they're taking your gains that you would have gotten every day in terms of extra Cake coins, and they're reinvesting it and buying half more Binance coins and half of the Cake coins again. We'll just say Cake in this case. But that's because they're constantly reinvesting your gains, which go in and get more interest on your interest. When that interest gets interest on its interest on its interest, it's a huge, powerful tool to have compounding interest. And AutoFarm does it all for you. So you don't have to sell coins and trade coins and move coins. It would be a pain to do this manually. And it does it, hundreds of times a year. Let's go in here just to see how many times. So they're taking the 60.78 that we just saw on PancakeSwap, and because of the compounding, that gets bumped up to 79.85%. And then they're paying a juicy 12.3% bonus for you using the AutoFarm service. They collect fees on the profits, which is about 3.5%. But part of that is you're getting paid 12.3% on this farm. They're trying to entice people to come. So they're giving you auto tokens, which right now are worth $1,525 each. And they are listed on the Binance. They're big enough to be listed on Binance and a bunch of other exchanges. So you can easily sell your auto tokens for a profit, or you can stick them into a yield farm with auto and Binance and make crazy yield on that as well. That's what I do. So there you go. So you can see that automatically using an auto farm over just a regular farm, you're making crazy rates of return. But AutoFarm is the biggest, and they're giving you a pretty nice bonus here at 12.3%. But there's actually smaller ones that are giving you even bigger bonus. And the risk is you're with a smaller farm aggregator. So yeah, you've got to worry, if it gets hacked, do they have the money to cover the losses or whatever? What if a lot of the what if stories have to go through your head? Would they be able to financially withstand a hack attack? So let's get on to Walt Finance. That's a smaller but more generous with their free tokens site. Okay, here we are on Walt Finance. And as I mentioned, it's a smaller, more up and coming one. And you're thinking, Craig, you just showed me the Pancake or the AutoFarm's giving 92%. And now you're showing me Walt telling me it's better, but it's only 84%. It's actually less. This is acting just like PancakeSwap. This is just their APR, not APY. So this means that they're paying you out in Walt coins or Wex coins, their bonus coin, and it's not getting auto reinvested. If you look at this, it says auto compound with 11. So they've partnered up with 11. So if you go to 11 and you look at that now, Cake B&B is paying 98.66%. So that's the apples to apples comparison. So this is auto reinvested, just like AutoFarm. So AutoFarm, you were getting 92%, and on 11, you're getting 98.66%. You just have to decide, do you really want to be in an AutoFarm that has $2.35 million in total locked-in value, or would you rather be safer and be in AutoFarm where they have $21 million in there? So me personally, I have used Walt and 11 on a couple of my ones that they have coins that AutoFarm didn't have. But generally for this small amount, 92.16% versus 98.66%, I'd probably go with AutoFarm. For one main reason too, not just the safety of being bigger, but on AutoFarm, you're getting auto tokens as your reward. Your bonus tokens are auto tokens, which are big enough to be listed on Binance. 11 is giving you ELE coins, ELE coins, which are not listed on Binance. They're not listed on any major one. You can only buy them on Walt Finance, buy and sell them on Walt Finance. So, not sure I want a bonus coin that is only bought and sold in one location. It doesn't feel as safe. So there you go, talking about the exciting world of staking, farming, auto farming. All these things make cryptocurrency super exciting for me, because coming from the world of stock investments and banks, fiat currency, it's so hard in this day and age to get a decent rate of return without taking crazy amounts of risk. And you might think, oh, but cryptocurrencies can be risky too. Well, as I probably showed you quickly there, you could just get a tethered coin like USDT or BUSB that's tethered to the US dollar and still yield farm it for well over double-digit interest rates. You can't get that anywhere in the normal finance system. And that's the benefit of decentralized finance, where you're dealing directly with a yield farm that just wants to create a liquidity pool because other people want to trade between those two coins, and they're paying you probably 95% of the fees. Well, actually the fees from them is what, 3.5%? So you're keeping 96.5% of all the gains from the liquidity pools are coming right back to you, not to a bank, not to whomever else, where you get your 1% for investing in a bond. No, this is exciting stuff, and it's going to make you have life-changing wealth if you just hodl down and hold those coins, put them in a yield farm, and don't try and trade them too much. That's where people panic out at the wrong time and lose money. So hopefully you found this entertaining and informative. If so, show the channel some love by giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe to get me over that $1,000 person limit so I can start doing some live episodes with you guys. I'm looking forward to that. Always put comments down below. The great thing about being a tiny channel like this is that I have the time to read every comment, respond to everyone. Go in the comments for all my videos. You'll see me constantly responding to anybody who has a question. If you have a longer-winded question, my email's at the bottom of the screen there, as well as my Twitter. I do tweet out things during the day if I see something interesting in crypto. So, join me there. And put long-winded questions or things that you don't want the world to read in my email, and I will give you a long-winded answer if you have a bunch of questions, because I have the time, being a small channel. One day, if I'm BitBoy Crypto, the largest one on the interwebs, I may not have time, but right now I do. So anyways, that's it. This is Craig signing off, wishing you happiness, health, and wealth in that order. Ciao for now.